The incident between Virat Kohli and Gautam Gambhir has obviously generated a lot of reactions from fans, former cricketers, experts, commentators, you name it. A lot of people have been honed in on the fact that these two have seemingly had tensions simmering at the surface for years, and despite their best efforts to try and quash it, they somehow always end up rubbing each other the wrong way and thus end up getting into some form of conflict with the other. However, this entire incident between RCB and LSG featured, let's say, many moving parts, one of them being the man on your screen, Naveen-ul-Haq. Now, Naveen was in fact one of the people who ended up causing the first skirmishes, or rather ended up being involved in one of the first skirmishes, because the entire incident started when Mohammad Siraj went to run him out despite the fact that there was no chance really of a run out. Naveen was inside his crease, but Siraj anyway just underhandedly threw the ball. That was one of the main flashpoints, because Kohli soon came in, got involved, and there was a lot of heated banter between them. And not just that, it was in fact Naveen giving Kohli a few verbal bombs after shaking his hand once the match was done, that really led to everything, like all hell breaking loose. But did you know that Naveen-ul-Haq is someone who himself is not exactly known to be an angel in such situations? In fact, he has a bit of a reputation for being a hothead on the field, and in many cases actually being the instigator. He wasn't really in this particular case, but in the past he has indeed played that role. So we thought we'd actually go through some of his previous, let's say, offenses and figure out why exactly it is that he ends up finding himself in so much trouble. And we'll start with probably his most famous one, and that involved him going up against Shahid Afridi and Mohammad Amir. Now, this took place in the inaugural season of the Lanka Premier League, and it was the picture on your right, which I get would be a little bit pixelated, but you can see at that point he's having a very heated conversation with Mohammad Amir. And then after the match, when he went to shake Shahid Afridi's hand, Shahid Afridi, you can see the expression on his face, he doesn't look pleased. That is because Naveen actually gave him a few verbal shots at that point, and Afridi got really defensive. In fact, afterwards, he even went on to clarify the incident in a social media post, and Naveen replied to that as well. This is what Shahid Afridi said. He quote-tweeted a video of the incident and said that my advice to the young player, in this case being Naveen-ul-Haq, was simple: play the game and don't indulge in abusive talk. I have friends in the Afghanistan team and we have very cordial relations. Respect for teammates and opponents is the basic spirit of the game. All sounds great in theory, but what exactly did Naveen have to say about all of that? Well, this is what he said. He replied to that very same tweet, by the way, of Afridi, and said, I'm always ready to take advice and give respect. Cricket is a gentleman's game, but if someone says you all are under our feet and will stay there, then he's not only talking about me, but also talking about my people. And in hashtags, he said, hashtag give, hashtag respect, hashtag take, hashtag respect. It's one too many hashtags. So aside from being a bit of a hothead, his hashtag game isn't very strong either, but that's neither here nor there. The point is what he said, and if what he said was true, because again, these were allegations that were never really investigated, it just kind of came and went. If what he said was true, you'd understand why it is that he was actually annoyed at Afridi. But this is one of the cases where, of course, the Kohli incident, as well as with Amir and Afridi, where he wasn't really the main instigating party. But there are two other incidents where he has been the person who's, let's say, to paraphrase a very old popular song, he was the one who started the fire. Why? Well, you have to look at another incident from the LPL. This was Naveen-ul-Haq versus Thisara Perera. Now again, Thisara Perera is someone who could pretty much pick a fight in an empty room, but in this case was absolutely in the right, because if you can see here, he's first having a bit of a verbal spar with Perera, and the umpires are coming in to intervene. And in the picture on your right, you can see that his teammates, Naveen's teammates, having to come and pull him away. Why was that the case? Well, that was because there was some running taking place between the wickets, and Naveen, in a rather sly move, you can say, looked to come in the way of Perera. So Perera ended up colliding with him, and Perera, the Sri Lankan all-rounder, was less than pleased at what Naveen was doing. And if you watch the video, and believe me, you can find it on social media, you'll see that Naveen knew exactly what he was doing. His back may have been turned to Perera, but he was very consciously moving onto the area where Perera would be running, and thus he ended up causing, well, something of a collision. But as I said, this isn't the only one. There was another rather popular incident, this time in a different league, the Big Bash League. This is when he was playing for the Perth Scorchers against the Hobart Hurricanes. And well, this is another incident where the similar thing happened, where he was kind of coming in the way of the batsman. In this case, the batsman was Darcy Short, where, you know, he could see that Darcy Short was running down the track to take a single, and he came in the way of Short and just stood there. And Short, not really want to mince any actions, just barged into him, sent him tumbling, and, you know, afterwards was pretty unrepentant, because he said that he was standing in my way. He came in my way for no good reason. And Naveen, in the videos, can be seen, you know, gesturing like this, but he was really the one at fault here. He knew exactly what he was doing, and well, he ended up paying the price, because Darcy Short did not back down, barged into him and completed the run anyway. So again, Naveen is someone who does have a little bit of a history of being a little bit of a hothead. Yes, he's been a great bowler. In fact, something of a revelation for the LSG team, and testament to his kind of bowling that really they've not missed Mark Wood. But he too is someone who has a little bit of a history of causing these incidents on the field of play. Hopefully it's something that, well, he's still a pretty young player. It's something that he can iron out in due course, channel the aggression more into his bowling rather than looking to mess with his teammates, because again, it doesn't really do him much favors if he's going on verbal spars against someone like Virat Kohli, regardless of what the provocation may be. At that point, the best way to respond to anyone sledging you is to let your bat or ball do the talking. Although in Naveen's case, he's more often been very happy to give as good as he's gotten, if not better. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this particular video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and don't forget to download the AajTak app as well. We'll get more such stories, but in written form at the tip of your fingers. Also, if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos that we've done. For now, from my side, goodbye.